let's move on to this next part, the final. This one's very important in terms of Zelensky, who we alluded to. Let's put this up there on the screen. He said, quote, "I don't believe the world will let Putin use nuclear weapons." Zelensky happened to be doing an interview with a German television network, Bild, I probably said that wrong, that he doesn't believe Russia will use nukes, but he doesn't completely rule out the possibility either. He says, quote, in response to Putin, "Tomorrow, Putin can say, in addition to Ukraine, we also want a part of Poland. Otherwise, we will use nuclear weapons. We cannot agree on such compromises." Now, obviously, Poland is actually a NATO ally. Ukraine is not. And it's not a surprise or accident that he's saying Poland, because that's what precipitated the outbreak of World War II. He's a very smart operator.
Yeah,
I have to give it to him.
I mean, Liz, he has an incentive also to downplay the potential of Putin using nuclear weapons, because from the beginning, that's been one of the fears that has constrained U.S. support. So, you know, the reason that we don't just willy-nilly send them the longer range missiles that they want that could strike inside of Russia is exactly because of this fear. The totality of the strategy that the U.S. government has employed has all been designed to keep us from having a dramatic escalation that would provoke this type of, you know, potentially world-ending response from Russia. They talked about it as the boil the frog strategy, where it's, you know, step by step by step by step, but very carefully. Now, again, it's not exactly how I would have done things, but this is the way that they're thinking about it. And reportedly, Biden has sort of frustrated some of his aides and some of the hawks in his own party by saying, hey guys, at the end of the day, we don't want to start World War III. So that's why Zelensky has an incentive to say basically like, yeah, don't worry about that. That's definitely not going to happen. He's just full of it and it's a bluff.
Yeah, no, it's a very difficult one. At the same time, let's put this up there. In that interview, he said Putin wants to, quote, drown Ukraine in blood, including that of Russian soldiers, including the blood of his own soldiers. And that was his immediate reaction. So I think it was very noteworthy on our part that the very first thing he said is, don't worry about the nuclear thing. He's completely bluffing. And then kind of pivoting to his standard message about how Putin wants to erase Ukraine as an existence, which, you know, if you listen to his speech from February, is true in terms of what he doesn't believe it's a real country, along with all the other Baltic states, which is kind of crazy. But not that out of step, I guess, with your typical Russian czar. I thought it was important, you know, to include the Zelensky comments too, how he's spinning, what exactly he wants the U.S. to continue to do. Clearly, this is frankly the best thing that ever happened to him, because now he's got a much more united West. He can beg for more weapons, and we're probably going to give it to him. I think that's the TLDR that people need to take away.
We will see. Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.